Good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday, July 17th, 2019 Port Sizelau Commission meeting. Everybody's present except Craig Zalesi. Public comment. Do we have anybody signed up?
No, we don't.
Okay. Approval of the agenda by consent. I would like to, if it's all right with the commissioners, to move item number 8 to the top of the list.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Is that all right? That way Andy can get on with his
Yeah.
evening.
We don't have to look at his face any longer than this.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know he'd probably like to sit through our meeting, but, go ahead and come on up, Andy. I guess this is Manager Huntington's.
I don't know if everybody's had a chance to actually read this offer.
No,
Maybe you
I
can
haven't
just
seen it.
give
What
us
page are we on?
a play-by-play on this. It's
Sure.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can summarize for you if you'd like. It's very similar to what the discussion was last time. There's a couple of things that were added. So, Sandpiper Ridge LLC is the buyer. Lynn Christensen, member of that, sole owner. $490,000 is the price. $5,000 earnest money. The balance of $485,000 due at closing. An all-cash transaction. Buyer will provide seller with the verification of funds within 7 business days after acceptance. Stop me if you have any questions. Standard stuff. Inspections. See due diligence line that we'll get to here in just a second. But that's really the nuts and bolts of it, and I'll read that verbatim. Buyer to have 60 days from acceptance for due diligence as a contingency of sale. For development discovery with local and federal officials. Buyer will be spending $3,500 for ground penetrating sonar radar to study the soils. Buyer will keep seller informed as to findings and progress. Seller in turn will consider an extension of time for diligence up to an additional 60 days if needed. Closing at First American Title. The $5,000 earnest money is due within 5 business days of acceptance. The closing date we put as October 8th, 2019. And there was a mention in there just so that everybody knows that currently there are no property taxes on the property, and that will change when sold to a private entity. And then the offer expires at 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's pretty much it.
90-day closing or 60-day closing?
Well, it was 90 from the day we wrote it, but that was
Okay.
10 days ago.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
really, it's really 80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. I thought I heard 60 and that, but the,
60 for due diligence,
Oh.
and then another be 20 days now
That's right.
after that for closing.
perfect.
Discussion? Can we discuss that without a motion on the floor, can't we?
I think you're the chair, I think you're the president. I would, because we can always vote no, I would move that we accept the offer under the terms that Andy Johnson just outlined.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I second it.
I'd like to open this up for discussion before we take the final vote.
Yeah. And for clarification, we can always vote no on the motion.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's not the reason I'm doing it. This is a pretty big deal to the port. Although I feel in my own opinion that we've been sitting on this property too long.
Yeah, I agree with you too.
I don't think anybody can fault us for taking a price reduction and accepting a full cash offer. Any other discussion, Mike? Okay. You good with it?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I mean, it's just an offer.
That's right, it is just an offer, and there's a lot of contingency. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries unanimously. We will accept this offer,
Okay.
so the time frame's in motion.
Okay. Do you want me to give to Dave for signatures and initials
I think that.
as the manager?
Yeah.
I think that's a load off our back.
It's a good deal.
You wanna do it now, Dave?
Yeah, I'll just do it now.
Sure,
You guys
sure.
are just gonna discuss the minutes.
Everyone-
Kelly, is that
Everywhere
thermostat
in
set
order.
at about 65 degrees?
Each page does.
Or is Craig running too warm? No,
That's pretty cool, I got a sweatshirt on.
Geraldine, we started the meeting about a minute early, and if you'd like to have a
71.
public comment, we'd be welcome your public comment.
Okay,
You have anything you'd like to say?
right now,
Sure.
Thanks,
do I have
Kelly.
to stand up?
You don't have to, but it'd be nice, but you're
Okay.
the only one in the room. You can
All
sit
right.
down, do whatever you like.
No, no,
Here
you
you
have to go
go.
to the podium if she's gonna make it.
Okay, I'll go to the podium and make an official public comment and just praise support on a wonderful job for the 4th of July. It was an outstanding show, and kudos to the port manager and his staff for making the Zero project happen. It looks absolutely fantastic over there. So, and Port Commission's doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
I'd like to second the kudos on the zero. I know Dave and his staff did a phenomenal job.
Yes, and I remember the heartburn in about May when the manager Dave was under a lot of stress, wondering whether we could pull it off. And
We
did her. He got her done, and that's nice to see. I look out and I see all those campers out there.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I think we got it done in the schedule he set forward, and
Yeah, because we weren't sure we were gonna get it done before the big season. We
Okay,
did.
so I'll keep Dave posted on the progress and checkpoints along the way, earnest money payments, diligence, all that. Okay? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andy.
All right. Thanks, Kelly.
next on the agenda would be approval of minutes by consent. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes?
Yeah, I don't have any changes.
No changes.
No changes, they would be approved by consent. Approval of the financials. Is Kelly, do you have something for us?
The bills paid for June were $83,670.85. And then the occupancy for the campground is up 5% and mortgage is down 1%. But I wanted to say something on the new C row, which is no longer C row, it's a B row. The day we opened those last Friday, every spot was taken, I think, except for 2.
And because we had a hold on it, because those are where antennas were to put the Wi-Fi poles, the antennas up, so we had to leave them open for the truck to
Yeah.
get in.
I should have had those two rented out as well.
Oh, yeah.
The occupancy for those is going up dramatically compared to what it was when it was dry camping.
Yeah, good. So our guesstimates on our projections and paybacks look like we might be close.
Real good.
That's excellent.
That's all I have.
I was curious, Kelly, on the balance sheet, undeposited funds of minus $11,000. Could you tell me what that is? What that represents? Look under account number 1499.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I don't honestly know, but I do remember I had printed some checks before I actually had transferred some money to cover those, but it was within a day. And I'm wondering if that was showing as a negative, it just happened to be a coincidence that it got caught on the balance sheet, but I can double check that anyway.
Yeah, because undeposited funds would be something laying around in the office that hasn't been deposited yet. Your checks would just go against your general checking account. So would you look at that? I'd like to know what that means.
I will double
What's
check
going
that.
on.
Yeah.
Any other questions on the financials? Hearing none, we will approve the financials. Next item will be elect officers.
You know, I don't see anything wrong with the current officers. Unless somebody's got some dire necessity to change things. Rather than go through one by one, I'd like to move that we leave the slate the same they were at 17 or 18, 19.
I agree.
I think we got an excellent commission and working well.
So there's a motion.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, all those in
Yep.
favor?
Aye.
So carried. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank all of you for the job well done.
Well, at this time, I'd like to point out, Commissioner Brandt went over and beyond his duties as commissioner to help with the Sea Road project, and I know it's greatly appreciated by the port staff as well.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was.
Thank you. That was fun.
You mean backhoe Craig?
Backhoe Craig. So, kudos to you, Craig.
Well, yeah, there's a guy out there who could run a dump truck and spread pretty nice too, though. But no, it was very fun to help it, and we got it going. So,
Good.
it was great. Thank you very much.
With
You
that,
know, just as a side note, it's pretty incredible that when we look out here, well, tonight we're kind of slim pickings. We have one lovely person here tonight, but since this manager has been on board, it's been pleasant coming to these meetings. You know, if you stop and think about what we've been through the past couple of years, it has really been a pleasure.
Turnaround.
It's a great thing. And Dave, I just want to thank you for the job you're doing. And you make my job as a commissioner very, very easy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you.
well put.
Yeah, I gave him a hard time when they were finishing up Sea Road. David was out there with a landscape rake, and I said, Dave, you're supposed to be hiding in your office like all the other port managers.
Now that's
Or
why
go
it's
on
going so
vacation.
good. Okay.
Good, well put. That being said, I think Commissioner Brandt would like to talk about the blue storage buildings.
Okay, on the blue storage buildings, I mean, we brought it up, probably 3 months ago, and then C-Roll got in our way. I just want to keep it in the discussion where we're gonna take and, send letters out to vacate or whatever, because we got the intent of tearing it down and making it into more RV pads. And in the meantime, we'll build our, new, facilities.
Yeah, well, we planned on sending out notices actually tomorrow. We have to build the new shop before we can tear down, and we're not quite there yet. We're gonna have to meet with the city here pretty quick. You know, we'll end up, it's still gotta go through planning as far as I know, just the shop portion of it.
Oh, you're gonna have to go through a full
And so
public hearing.
we'll put out an RFP for the shop and then go from there. I think we've decided on the sizing. We're from 40 to 80 to 50 by 100. We decided to go, you know, big rather than small.
We looking at a metal building, or is that too?
That's what we've been looking at right now is metal buildings.
Yeah.
We've got one estimate so far, but we haven't put it out for an actual RFP yet.
Now, we talked about the engineering before on a metal building. They come with an engineering package?
They do,
Yeah, they do.
that we could go to planning with.
Okay.
You'd make it pretty clear cut,
Yep.
pretty easy on the planning side of it. What about the location on the property?
We're thinking where the storage is back there.
What's gonna happen with the flood zone?
You know, I don't remember, we did check on that. You were involved in that too, and that was
I think
actually,
the dry camp area, where the bicyclist thing was at, is about the only area that's out of flood zone.
yeah.
Why won't that work for us?
Oh, I
Oh,
think
it would.
Because
It
your
would.
flood insurance, we would have to carry.
there's no flood, it's out of the floodplain.
Okay. Both places or the bicycle?
The bicycle path for sure.
Okay.
I think where the blue buildings are is in the
The
flood
blue
zone.
buildings are in the floodplain.
Yeah, so we don't wanna build a shop in.
Yeah,
the-
this,
No, no.
this blue building's out of the floodplain here.
It is
And
up enough?
that area in the back there's out of the floodplain apparently.
Well, I would like to affirm that the plan that we discussed, which was a new shop and removal of both of the blue buildings and creation of, at least the initial discussion was pull through full-service campsites.
Mhm.
I want to strongly, from my position, reinforce to Dave that I'm still strongly in favor of that position.
Oh, yeah.
We're planning on trying to get a meeting with Mike Miller within the next week, hopefully, and discuss things further with him too, on a lot of the process where we have to go with planning, so.
But the thing, oh, no, I'm sorry.
No, we're continuing to.
Okay, but the main thing is, we gotta put in our request for, you want a proposal to get those out of there? I mean, go out for bid on them or whatever, I mean, get them down and,
The shop and the
well,
tear down.
correct, the shop's gotta go first.
Yep.
Refresh my memory, and it's in the budget.
Yeah,
For-
we did budget, I think, for just over, I think, 200,000 for the shop, 250,000, something like that.
So the money's in the shop, we don't have to worry about the sale of the property to finance it, or,
No, because Business Oregon would end up, we were gonna get a loan through Business Oregon.
The package to do the blue building development and the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Have you proceeded with that, David? In terms of,
I haven't gotten very far except just discussion.
so we don't
because-
really have a commitment, so to speak,
No.
yet?
No.
We're just trying to keep it in a discussion for it.
Yeah.
It goes, 3 months and 3 months and everything, so
No, I agree with
we've
you
gotta
totally.
keep it in there.
They need to, before we go, when we decide to go further with Business Oregon, they would need to see, plans on the building and, a little bit more than just talking about it with them, so.
I think a lot of that'd be contingent on you meeting with Mike Miller with the city
Mhm.
and carrying that on, and then maybe at the next meeting, we can make a firm date for sending out eviction notices, or however you wanna call it, but
Well, we planned on giving notices tomorrow. We have notices made up already at this point. 'Cause
For the end of what?
the end of October for most people. Some of the local people from this area, we extend that, but a lot of these people have, they're going back to California or wherever.
That's just it. See, if we keep going on, it's another 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 6 months. I mean, you gotta give it to them sooner or later.
Yeah, well, and this would clear the way for us to get it done.
Mhm.
I like the idea of the end of October.
And most everybody here knows that we're.
Pretty much
and
that's
we-
gonna
we
happen.
make-
Yeah.
We talk to our campers all the time and they all know.
Real good, so notices will go out tomorrow. Everybody fine with that?
Oh, yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
I like the calendar, the way it's looking. We just need to keep pushing this.
We are.
Okay.
We plan on continuing. It's,
Good enough.
And everything on the new B-roll, the extended B-roll, everything's flowing right, water's running.
yeah, Zero, it's completed at this point. I mean, we wanted to have it done. I know we wanted to have it done by the 4th of July, but that didn't happen. We had it backfilled on the 3rd, but we actually opened it officially on the 12th. And just to give you like a small comparison of what we did last year in that same area, we did from the 12th through the 17th of last year, that brought in $1,579 for us. The same time this year, 12th through the 17th, we brought in $3,258. So we've doubled our income in just that. I mean, that's all I have to go by. But it shows you right there what we're gonna do.
Did you get a chance to add up all your invoices and expenditures?
So
Or maybe we don't want to?
No, we're a little bit over
I'm gonna have to say you're over.
what we initially,
But that's not bad.
probably 20-25% over of what we initially assumed that it was gonna be. But
Good. We're down to manager and commissioner reports, and
I don't have any.
I made my normal visit with the Chamber of Commerce, updated them on what we were up to, and again, reminded them that we were completing the C-row and that we're looking at blue buildings. And I attended, I'm the FURA representative, and there wasn't a whole lot of activity there other than an update on some budget matters, but that's all I've got to report at this point.
I wanted to talk a little bit about 4th of July again. It went really good around here. We had, I think, more people than I've ever seen
Oh, yeah.
over on the boardwalk. I mean, it was packed and everything went really smooth. The chamber has agreed to pay us for those sites for next year again already, and Bettina's wanting to kind of have a meeting and discuss next year what we could do different with staffing.
Yeah.
We did run into an issue early on in the day before the fire department showed up when they were back there loading their shells and stuff. Even though we had it blocked off, people were still walking back there, so we're gonna have to do something a little bit differently, staffing earlier in the day to try and keep people out of where they're loading those fireworks at back there.
Do they lay those shells all out in a grid and then?
No, they actually
Pallet.
come on pallets.
So they're palletized.
Yeah, the tubes come on pallets. They just put the pallets on the ground. They load the shells in there, and they're all lit electronically.
Now they have a connection they make to the pallet,
Yep.
because then they have, what, some sort of a console that they use
Yeah, a
to
little
fire them
console
on?
thing that launches them, and they use the
Millimeters.
they use these pallets of these tubes over and over again until they're wore out. But it's left no mess. It was a pretty smooth process.
The only thing to remember now, you're not gonna have to pull your bump, or your they have to be more in the middle. Or are you gonna pull all the blocks out and everything again?
We're at
The side blocks?
um,
The dimension blocks were, because there was none of those in when they were there before.
the fireworks. No, we'll be able to leave all that stuff back
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
So you don't,
You're talking about the parking barriers.
Parking
Yeah,
barrier.
we just can't have campers back there, so those.
right, but the parking barriers weren't in last time, so they
Yeah,
could, they
no,
could get wherever they wanted to.
We put concrete barriers back there, so. But I think it went great, and the chamber is offering to pay us for those sites for the 4th of July.
I think that maybe they need to have a week.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad, even having to charge them for that, but
You haven't got your permits paid for the new buildings yet.
yeah.
I don't.
So you gotta scratch each other's back if you're gonna be the big boy here. Learn how to be the politician. Well, I mean, how many sites you gonna have to evacuate, all of them?
Probably 14 or 15.
That's
Yeah.
all of them?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put them?
We won't rent those on the 4th of July. This year, the problem is that we had those rented
Yeah.
already.
So if they
So
come in
nobody will
on,
even be there.
Yeah,
if they come in on the 3rd, they gotta move out for the 4th and can come back on the 5th.
yep.
So it may throw,
But they know it too, so it's
Yeah,
not
they'll
gonna
know
be
it ahead of time.
anybody's upset.
What would be the logistics, Dave, in this scenario that Terry just mentioned, of saying to the customer, you need to vacate for the 4th, but we could provide you with a temporary, remember like this?
That's kind of what we did out here. Majority of the people that we have come to SeaWorld for the 4th of July are mainly the local
Okay.
from
All right.
Florence. And-
Okay. So it isn't
And
necessarily.
they're
gonna
just
be-
coming there for one night
Okay.
for the week, and,
Okay.
just for the fireworks.
Tell the city you pay us for a week and they can do her.
Now, this is the chamber, it's different.
Yeah.
Chamber, it doesn't matter. Charge them.
It's not to say.
Doesn't matter to me. We're here to make money.
No, I get
We're not here to satisfy the chamber.
So if I let Bettina know that, you know, we can plan it for next year again, that's all right with everyone.
Well,
And there's no other option as far as.
I don't think all of us might not be here.
Yeah.
We aren't here.
We got another election.
Do we? No, we skipped.
20.
No, not till, not 20.
Yeah, we
We
skipped.
got
a year.
another year and a half.
Yeah, that's right.
Any other comments, questions, concerns, David?
No,
I like that. That's good.
Charge them for the, like what?
No, I like the fact there's no other concerns, no
Okay.
problems, everything's just a dandy.
If
That
there's-
means that Bill can go home and eat some ice cream cake.
Yeah.
Good.
They wanted me to bring some over. I should have. I didn't realize.
We're all looking kind of skinny. We need it.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm gonna close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Thanks.
Good job.
Yep, Terry. All right. Excellent. All right. Oh, we'll get those blue buildings next.